central to understanding how to support students who are learning things like reading and writing is the idea of the levels of instruction. This comes from a program called First Steps, which is an Australian program that really took off, although now there's what seems like hundreds of literacy programs out there, but this seems to be, whether it's called something different or these things are in different order and well, not in a different order, but have different names. At the base of it, I find that this is a really good system for helping students, not only in reading and writing, but also in maths and science, and in fact any topic you're teaching, even if you're helping students learn how to plant plants or play sport or whatever. These things are really, really important. And basically it's a way of introducing a new skill or topic, being able to help them, and eventually then being able to do it completely independently. So for example, we were talking in another video about teaching students how to write menus. In that case, one of the first things you want to do is model or demonstrate the particular skill. And you might also do that on the board, and you'll be talking just like I am now and saying, right, this is how we do it, this is a title, this is a picture, this is how we write, and prices and all this kind of stuff. You may even bring some in from that you've collected in the real world, your authentic texts, and that could take 10 minutes, or it could take a week, it could take an hour. I mean, it really depends on the particular topic. Your shared writing, and the other thing to mention, if you're breaking tasks down into little steps, you may do modelling for a larger sort of skill, like writing a menu. You may do modelling a number of times in little bite-sized chunks. Now, another thing that the next thing to do is shared, what they call shared writing, or what that basically means is you'll then, let's say you're on the board and you'll be the scribe, and you'll have, say, your menu, your title up the top, maybe your restaurant, and you'll get all the students to give you ideas, and you'll sort of guide it a little bit, but you're getting students to come up with the ideas. So, right, okay, we're going to have our burger. What are 3 different types of burgers we can have? So students really, as a whole, even if it's a group of 2 or 3, they're creating it. They're sharing the task. And you're the scribe, you're still facilitating, you're still in charge. Even if sometimes, I mean, for example, you could use big butcher's paper to do that, sitting down with students. You could even get the students to be the scribe, have someone be up the front and be writing all the information up. Now, the next thing, you may do that for another period, another hour or whatever. The next thing is your guided instruction and your guided writing, and that would be a case where you would maybe set a job for students and say, okay, I've half written this menu, and here's a copy of it. I want you to write all the prices in, and here's another half a menu. I've written all the prices in, and I've written the headings of the different. I want you to go through and using the internet, and I want you to write in 5 different meat items, or 5 different types of fish, or 5 burgers, whatever. So that would be guided. You're giving them something of a template, I guess, or an idea of exactly what you want, and maybe doing some portion of it for them. Once, of course, you've moved through guiding, you think they've got a good idea there, the next thing you can do is some independent work, and ultimately that's where you want students to get. And there's no such thing as completely independent, because even as an adult, if you've got a particular task to do, you're always guided by what your employer needs you to do, or by what the parameters of the task. There's no such thing as being completely independent. You always have some instructions and some help or some precedent, whether it's what someone else has done in the past and you're just amending it or whatever. But the idea of working independently means that a student, you can say, right, here's what I want you to do up a menu, I want it to be a restaurant of your choice, and of course I want it to be I want all the items to be under $20, and you need 25 items, for example, 5 desserts, 5 mains, 5 entrees, 5 drinks, and 5, say, snacks or something like that. Okay. Levels of instruction, really important. You can also use these, of course, if you're teaching any subject. So if you're teaching someone how to throw a basketball, obviously modelling that to begin with is important. Shared might be a bit difficult, but the idea is that you're getting students to eventually be able to do it independently without you helping them. Okay. And as far as guided goes, when you're doing that modelling with a basketball, you might be getting them to throw from half a metre away with another friend, or 5 metres away, and slowly increasing the length until it's, say, 5 metres, which might be your ultimate goal. An independent may be able to throw a ball playing a game, a mini game, even if it's just a pretend sort of game with a softball or something like that. Okay, so it does apply across a broad range of subjects. Even with adults, this stuff is really important. Levels of instruction.